One of the really unique things about country music is obviously the connection between the fans and the singers and the band. Certain towns have certain people you see. Front row, look down, I'll see people that I recognize from years who are coming out since I played bars and clubs, and there they are in the front row. And so it's just such a really beautiful thing that exists, I feel like, only in country. As a country fan myself, if I meet somebody and they love country music, we automatically have so much in common. I mean, right away, it's like, wow, we're friends. We could go have a beer and talk for hours about, artists we love, and a lot of the music is so story-based and makes you start talking about your life and how a song affected your life. And if you love country music, it's an instant bond with a stranger. And it really brings people together. It's this unbelievable community that I feel so honored to be part of. When you're on the road a bunch, you try to find ways to bring little bits and pieces of home with you. Sometimes that's literally bringing home with you. The kids come out on the road, obviously my wife's there. So we'll have my 3 kids, sometimes they bring friends, and so it's pretty chaotic backstage, but it's so fun. I feel really lucky to kind of have 2 families, obviously the one back in Nashville, my real family, but also my road family, which is very important to me. It's just a chance to be present in these great shows, great venues, all leading towards a great end of the summer party at Seven Peaks.
My name is Duff Lacey. I own an automotive repair shop, and I'm also the mayor of Buena Vista. What brought me to Buena Vista was the small town atmosphere. I wanted my family and my kids to have the same opportunity I had to grow up in a small town. The mountains, the people are fantastic. When you walk in Buena Vista and you come into the valley, this is home. It makes you feel like this is home. It welcomes you, it grabs you. This is the place to be.
I moved here in 2003. We own and operate the site for Seven Peaks Festival. BV is a beautiful little town. We have 14,000-foot peaks all around us. We have the Arkansas River, which is a world-class river for kayaking and for rafting, and a restored downtown that was built in the 1800s. It's this really authentic Colorado town where people are here because they want to be here. And so it's a lot of year-round people, and it's a lot of families, and it's a lot of people that are passionate about the outdoors.
It's just such a great location. I mean, this is a place that I've said, even if there wasn't any music, it'd be a reason for people to come together and hang out, because it's just so beautiful. The 14,000-foot mountains you can see from the festival ground, and just a great way to spend time with friends, family. Certainly for other fans meeting up together here, that means a lot to me.
I'm Ronna Clark, and I'm from Brandon, Florida, near Tampa. I'm a big fan of country music since probably the 80s. Love all the different artists, but Dierks is my number one. DB Congress stands for Dierks Bentley Congress. I created DB Congress. I asked for people to join and be a rep from their state.
There's nothing better than the DB Congress. If you are feeling down, all you have to do is text one of them, and they're there.
I met my best friends through the Dierks Bentley fan club. Once we got to know each other, it was so much more than Dierks. We all have husbands, we have kids, we have jobs, so they're like my support system.
As an artist, somebody gets to sing every night, and one of the greatest compliments is when you see other fans. People have made friendships through your show. People that never knew each other, and because of your music, maybe because of your fan club, they became lifelong friends. And I've had families started from our concerts, so it's pretty humbling for the music and for what we've created out here to be the centerpiece for a lot of people's lives in some ways.
Buena Vista is a real good location for the festival. It is an amphitheater. It's huge, the mountains all around us.
As a fan, when you go to a show, you want to at least believe the artist is this is a special show for them. I always think of Red Rocks in Colorado as being one of those places that just brings out the best in every artist that plays there. And I like to think that Seven Peaks is like that as well, because you're in this amazing setting, you're looking at all these mountains.
This is one of those festivals that's unlike any other. There's no other place that you can go and you are surrounded by this scenic view, and also having country music, the center point of everything.
Well, when I first heard that I was playing Seven Peaks, I really didn't know anything about it. Most recently, I was playing with the band Cadillac 3. They said, man, you are gonna absolutely love it.
It's just everybody's kind of in the same spot and they're all there for the same reason. So much fun. Dierks is great like that.
Dierks is just such an unbelievably nice guy. This has been a place that he can come in and really put his fingerprint on it. He cruises around town, he says hi to everybody, he's friendly with all the locals.
It doesn't really matter if you're a local or not, because the locals that did camp last year welcomed everybody from all over the country and became friends instantly. By the second day, everybody's just a big giant family, which is awesome because I think that's what country music's all about.
Whenever we're even talking about normal daily life, we talk in Dierks lyrics. Nobody else around us, if you don't know Dierks lyrics, you wouldn't know what we were talking about.
And, you know, those songs are how we communicate our feelings. Those singers, those songwriters say what we can't.
When I started running, I actually couldn't even run to the end of my street. And then I just kept running, and I'd run a little, walk a little, run a little, walk a little, and pretty soon I was running my first marathon. Amanda was one of the dearest friends, and I had been going through a tough time in my life, and she brought so much joy to my life. She convinced me that life is about living and experiencing things, and we worked together at night on the floor. And she came to me probably about a year after I had started following Dierks' music and said she was going to run the Boston Marathon. Then on a training run for the marathon, she was hit by a car and passed away just after Christmas. And it was probably one of the hardest moments of my life. While she was in the hospital, intubated, her mom asked if I would be willing to run the Boston Marathon for her. I ran with her bib and finished it, and we raised over $20,000 for the neonatal intensive care unit at our hospital. And then I have run every year since then, so this April I'll be running my 5th Boston Marathon in her memory. It was tough to lose a friend that's so close to you. And one of the things that helped me to get through it all was Dierks' music. I shared my story with him about Amanda, and when he came out on stage, he dedicated Riser to the nurses and doctors that I work with and to Amanda. And at that point in time, Dierks had a fan for life from me.
Every night backstage I have a meet and greet, and I'll meet 60, 70 people, and I hear multiple stories about songs that have changed people's lives, you know, whether it's just putting the song title on a poster or, you know, direct story about a brother over in Iraq, and this song is what helps me get through, or someone dealing with cancer, and a song like Riser or I Hold On. You know, they're telling you these stories with tears in their eyes. I mean, I can relate to that because I love the music too, and there's no other genre that has the songwriting craft the country has. I mean, just every word is thought about and anguished over, and how that word ties into the next word, and how that ties into the sentence, and does that tell the right story for this verse leading into the chorus, and the second verse is going to take the story to another spot, and the bridge is going to make the magic happen. I mean, it's such a craft, and that has power.
My son and I have an interesting relationship. He's like my best friend. In 3rd grade, they told him he had a learning disability, so he put him in specialized classes. In 4th grade, his teacher told him he was going to be a high school dropout. 9th grade, they held him back. That summer in 9th grade, he's out in my shed building things that he sees on YouTube. But his GPA is really low. So the learning aspect was very difficult. And then there was probably 6 teachers that helped me push him to graduate on time. In May of 2018, I watched my son walk across that stage, and then Dierks released It Was Only a Mountain, and he calls that his song. One time I got to meet Dierks backstage. I was like, can you just write It Was Only a Mountain? And then I saw the Seven Peaks logo, and my son was like, we got to get that tattoo. So we went together, and that one's mine, and he has his up here, and it's way bigger than mine. It's just a reminder of how hard he struggled to get to where he is. And now he actually works at a school, taking college online. He's making the best of what he was given.
Every night I meet people who say something great about a song of mine, and it means a lot to me. I take that story on stage and I think about it when I'm singing that song, and I think that energy really translates in an unseen way as well when that happens.
This song's all about Colorado, man. This song's all about 7 Peaks. This song's about living. I hope you guys feel like you're living this weekend, right? It's all about recharge the battery, new friends. Goes like this. I woke up this morning at 6:01.
I feel like at 7 Peaks, people are living. You know, they come out there and they're committed for a weekend and they're in the mountains, in the moment, in the music, and I just hope those moments right there translate into bigger moments in their life where they just feel inspired to make changes in your personal life, or you're more grateful for what you have, or just to leave this experience transformed in some way. And to take whatever you had there back to your community and you know, take a little piece of 7 Peaks with you. That's my goal for it.
You're just breathing, just trying to break even. Sometimes your heart's pounding out of your chest. Sometimes it's just beating. Some days you just forget what all you've been given. Yeah, some days you just get by. Yeah, some days you're just alive, and some days you're living. Some days you're living.
Dierks is everything this festival represents, and he loves Colorado. He loves outside. It's a very uplifting place. His music and his outlook is very uplifting. This town and everybody here is very welcoming.
Everybody's here to see the mountains. They're here to see the entertainers. And so it makes it a camaraderie that everybody likes to be together and just have a good time.
Getting out in the mountains and the fresh air and just having an experience with your friends and just living.
I feel like Dierks just always makes us feel at home. He understands that our job, we're constantly moving, and he took it to the next level by making this feel like a little tiny mountain hall.
I feel like it's home because Dierks made it that way. He's so good at that.
We spend so much time away from home, but those sacrifices are very easy to make once you get up on stage and you start having that exchange with the audience. It's the greatest thing in the world.
Some days you're living. If you guys feel like you've been doing some living this weekend, get your arms up, come on. It's a beautiful world sometimes, I don't see so. But some days you're just singing, just don't need a reason. Sometimes the world's just right, and your clear eyes ain't even blinking.
I love when someone comes up to me and says, "Oh, I grew up listening to your music, and touring with you, I've learned so much from the way you tour. And your crew is awesome, and everyone treats us so well out here." That's like the biggest compliment you can get. You treated people well enough that they remembered the way you made them feel. It's something I strive to do, and I know everyone in my crew, they're kind of the face of the organization, and they do a really great job of just being super over-the-top, kind, courteous, and helpful in any way they can be. So that's the legacy we want to leave behind.